Dr. Strengoit here. How excited are you that it's almost time for HHN31? I personally am ecstatic, and I want to share my excitement with you by beginning my countdown to HHN31. Let's talk about it right now. Today is Monday, August 22nd, and it is 11 days until HHN31. This video begins my new series, Countdown to HHN31, where I will be releasing one video a day until opening day of HHN31. In today's video, I'm going to discuss my hype list for this year's Scarezones. At number 5 on my hype list, I have Sweet Revenge. Sweet Revenge is a scare zone in the New York section of Universal. It is based on an annual Halloween party and parade in 1954, sponsored by the local candy company. The candy is created by a man named Major Sweets. However, his candy is turning the kids into horrific killers. This Halloween's all trick, no treat, and total mayhem. In this zone, there will be crashed floats and mini shows. This zone also links to the HHN Tribute Store, as the final room of the Tribute Store will be an elaborate Halloween festival set in the same town as the store's neighboring scare zone, Sweet Revenge. And Major Sweets is selling his goodies in the Tribute Store. This scare zone reminds me of Psycho-Scarapy Unleashed from HHN25, which was an amazing scare zone. So this zone has the potential to greatly move up my list after I experience it in person. At number 4 on my hype list, I have Horrors of Halloween. Horrors of Halloween is a scare zone in the Production Central section of Universal. Basically, the first scare zone you see as you enter the park. This scare zone features the Pumpkin Lord, the spirit of Halloween, who has taken over this year's event by summoning hordes of fiendish creatures. Besides the Pumpkin Lord, Little Boo, and all of his pumpkin siblings, you will see creatures from other scare zones, such as the witches, the scarecrows, trick-or-treaters, etc. This stands to be a visually stunning scare zone and a great opening to HHN. So, why is it so low on my hype list? Only because it is in Production Central. The scare zones in this area tend to be too compact and hectic to truly enjoy, in my opinion. At number 3 on my hype list, I have Conjur the Dark. Conjur the Dark is a scare zone in the San Francisco section of Universal. This zone has a full stage and will showcase fire effects. The stage and other set pieces have Stonehenge-like stone pieces with Celtic ruins all over them. On the first All Hallows Eve, an evil sorceress is gathering power and pulling beings from other planes of existence to come onto our earthly plane. This is the creation of Halloween. So, the sorceress is conjuring portals which are opening up with many creatures coming out. These creatures are from 3 different worlds. They're going to be troll-like creatures, alphas, betas, etc. Personally, I love the aesthetic and story of this zone. So why is it not higher on my hype list? Again, only because of its location. The San Francisco scare zones tend to get way too crowded for me. And with many shows on a stage, it could be even more crowded this year. However, the design of the stage and where they placed it is giving me hope that I am mistaken about how crowded it will be, and I will be able to give this zone the full love I am sure it will deserve. At number 2 on my hype list, I have Scarecrow Cursed Soil. Scarecrow Cursed Soil is a scare zone in the Central Park section of Universal. There was a very popular house called Scarecrow the Reaping at HHN27. This scare zone, Scarecrow Cursed Soil, is a sequel to that house. In the house from HHN27, we largely went through the farmhouse. While in the scare zone, we will largely be going through the fields with the scarecrows attacking us. However, there will also be a full barn you have to walk through right in the middle of the zone, which is bookended on either side by many different scarecrows. Once you go into the barn, there are different characters that live there that are even more disgusting, and they're doing terrible things to the farm family that lives there. As Scarecrow the Reaping was an amazing house, and as I love the winding, tree-lined Central Park section of Universal for scare zones, I expect this to be an amazing zone. Again, with the caveat that if it is a crowded night, this zone could be too packed. At number 1 on my hype list, I have Graveyard Deadly Unrest. Graveyard Deadly Unrest is a scare zone in the Hollywood section of Universal. All of Hollywood has been turned into an old, abandoned graveyard. On All Hallows Eve, a dark storm descends upon the cemetery and awakens long-dead spirits. There are 2 specters, or head Death Reapers. They are brothers, Death and Sleep. They are standing guard as you go through the broken-down gate. This zone is filled with mausoleums, tombstones, and all the spirits wandering the streets trying to catch you to bring you to your eternal rest. The sets in this zone already look amazing. I am sure the character and costume design will also be amazing. This area, the Hollywood section of Universal, is large and open enough to handle the crowds. And this area is always filled with extensive fog and amazing lighting and sound effects. I am really expecting this to be the zone to hang out in and experience character and guest interactions. So, we're only 11 days until HHN31. Please return tomorrow as I continue my countdown to HHN31. And I want to invite you to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of the countdown to HHN31 or any of my content of HHN31 after opening night. Let me ask you, what is your hype list for the Scarezones? Let me know in the comments down below.